Can you hear that I'm chewing gum? Because if you can, then I'm not gonna... Yeah, then I'm gonna stop. Then I'm not gonna record. Wait, but if I speak, then I can't chew the gum. I think I have a problem here. Okay, but you know what? I found this piece of gum in my bag when I was looking for some books. As in a pack of gum, not just a single piece of gum outside of the pack. I think it's a very important distinction. I do not just eat and put stuff in my mouth that is not in a package or anything. If I find it in the wild, okay? Because your girl is continuing to learn Japanese. I'll elaborate on that a bit later. I just need to finish chewing the gum. Can you really be finished with chewing gum? Like, I think you can chew it until the end of time, until the end of the earth, and you could survive the end of the earth, and you could still be chewing the gum. It just wouldn't be flavorful, I guess. At some point, you just decide that enough is enough. But in this case, enough is just being polite. So, see you guys in a second when I'm done chewing the gum. Alright, hi everyone, my name is Raymond Snailing, and I have stopped chewing the gum. Welcome to the Snaipple podcast, and I do not know if I'm gonna make it through the episode. I feel like I'm gonna pass out, but I also feel like I'm not going to. Because, you know, sometimes when you feel super duper tired and then you lie down and you think you're gonna fall asleep the second your head hits the pillow. I almost stumbled on my words. I was probably gonna say the second your pillow hits your head or something. But no, the second your head hits your pillow, you think you're gonna fall asleep, but you don't, and you're actually super wide awake. Like, I get screen fatigue so easily, and okay, maybe not so much from my phone, but from my laptop definitely, especially if I use it for educational purposes, as in to actually learn something, to attend a class or something. Because yes, like I said, I started learning Japanese again. Like, the course I was enrolled in, it started up again, which means the world is coming back to normal. There is purpose for my life again. Since I graduated school, there's nothing for me to do as of yet because I don't have the necessary grades to go anywhere else. But I'll figure it out by August, it's fine. So yeah, Japanese is starting up, and I attended the first class. So until the language school I go to opens up again and allows students to actually come in person, the classes are going to be online. Let me tell you, it was kind of awkward, but, you know, our teacher did his best, bless his soul. We always had the kindest teachers. But yeah, it was a 2-hour session. I am brain dead because as of the past week, I probably have not been able to sit down and just focus on doing one thing. And let me tell you, classes really motivate me to get my stuff together, get my brain into one piece. Because, yeah, you're not in it alone. If I try to educate myself, then it doesn't go well because I get distracted. Like, no one's gonna bother me, and I'm not gonna feel ashamed if there's no one else to see me blunder and do poorly on anything. Hold on, it's a bit hot. Let me just regulate the aircon a little bit. I sound so brain dead. I feel like I'm so tired, but it has to be done. It has to be. Yes, you might hear a bit more background noise because I do not want to die of heat. I do not want to sweat a lot. Sweating is gross, everyone. Newsflash, what a hot take. Get it hot because I'm feeling so hot and I'm going to sweat and I'm going to pass out. Which means I'm not actually feeling so hot. Wow, that was a whole roller coaster. It was the 420 mark on the recording. Magnificent. But yes, Japanese started up again. And in general, I have said that I feel tired after it, but it felt so good to be learning it again. I cannot copy or mimic the learning environment. Like, it's not the same if you try to do it yourself than as it is with, like, a teacher and classmates and all that good stuff. Like, sure, you still don't really like working in groups when you have to practice a certain grammatical exercise, but you still like interacting with people. Because if I have classes for regular school, which believe me or not, I still have to attend. I attend one single class. I attend a literature class because I feel bad for my teacher. And I'm the only one who ever pops up in there. And I do not know how to tell her that I kind of don't want to be going to any classes anymore. Like, it's July already. Can I just not have school? Why is it that everyone doesn't have school, but I do? Okay, that's not fair, because there's plenty of people who do have school at this time, but a lot of the world's school population, as in student population, they do not have classes anymore because it's July. Like, dude. Okay, granted, last year I had classes until like the middle of July, so I guess I'll attend the classes till the middle of July. I don't know what month July is, but you know, July, I guess it's just July and August combined together into one month. Then in 2020 we've had like 12 jazz at this point alone. It's felt so long. It's been so long. Yeah, that's the thing. And I'm not gonna get salty about classes because, like I said, I enjoy my Japanese classes because I like listening to Japanese and I like speaking Japanese. Anime doesn't cut it. You cannot replace actual interaction and having to speak the language with just watching anime with subtitles. Because if you interact with a person and you have no idea what they're saying, you have to be all awkward. So it's understand the word or be mortified, embarrassed, and threaten not to ever speak again. That's how learning a language works. But, you know, I'm sure that I'm sure native speakers enjoy listening to people who are just learning their language. I don't know why I'm struggling to express this thought because I have it a lot. And let me tell you, every time I encounter someone who is learning Russian as a second language or like a third language, I don't know, a foreign language, okay? And they're kind of bad at Russian. Anytime they try to say something, any word they say, it makes my heart skip a beat because it's just so sweet. Like, you're learning my language. Yes, do learn it. But, you know, don't say any offensive stuff to me. Like, I don't like people who just learn random words and throw them at native speakers. It's like, you know, you see those memes with, when I'm sitting at insert establishment and I have, I don't know, a Mexican waiter or something, and you say gracias, or I don't know, I really don't know the Spanish way to say it. I know Italian, grazie, but yeah, gracias. Do they roll their R's? It's not gracias, is it? No, gracias, okay. Spanish speakers, do not sue me. I'm sorry. I am deeply sorry, and I do not know how to say that in Spanish, because my lesson is do not throw random words at people if you do not know any other words, you know? It's like, sure, it's cool one time, but they probably, if we're talking about the specific situation with a server, they probably get that a whole lot. Just let them do their job. Do not make it awkward or anything. Yeah, that's my take on it. But then again, I have never worked a day in my life so far because I'm a small bean. But, you know, I might. I mean, eventually I will, but not right now. I can't. I legally could not work where I am. Yes, I'm not going to elaborate on that, but that's the truth. That's how it is. Anyway, what was I even talking about? Oh, I was talking about how I started up Japanese. But yeah, I think I made my point clear. If I'm lucky, in 2 weeks I'm going to be back in the classroom. And I'm going to be making mistakes there. And yeah, it's been a while since I've actually spoken Japanese. Like, I feel really bad for not maintaining it. But the way I maintain a language is I just speak it. So it won't do anything for me if I just watch anime. I tried to keep up with seasonal anime, like right at the start of the whole stay-at-home period, but I couldn't. I get really bored of that. And just series in general. Binging for me is if I watch more than 3 episodes at once or in one single day. That's what I call binging. People can be watching a whole season's worth of episodes in one night, but I cannot. I can watch a whole ton of YouTube videos. Oh, speaking of which, I'm really behind on my YouTube feed right now. I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know what I'm doing at all at this point because I have not felt productive for one single day this week. I felt very lonely. Okay, let's get real hours. Real Raymond, okay? Alliteration. You know it's legit if there's alliteration. Real Raymond. Getting real with Raymond Snailing. So Snailing, tell us about your week. Aw, man, I don't know. Like, usually if people ask you how you are, just say you're fine when you're not really fine. But yeah, you say you're fine or you're good. For me, I say I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. Because that's how I'm doing. I've just felt more critical of myself this week. I've felt, that I think less of myself, or I feel more lonely, that I'm more drawn to sad songs, like sadder songs, slower songs, and I don't listen to many of them, so it's just the few songs that I do listen to, they're playing on loop. So I'm stuck in my own loop. Like, dude, that's so deep. Wow. I'm 14 and this is deep. Like the subreddit, I'm not actually 14. Not anymore. Man, when I was 14, I thought I was so grown up, and now I'm 16, and I feel like such a baby. Like, I have no sense of adulthood or maturity. Just let me be. Let me wallow in self-pity, okay? I don't even get up to cook a lot or anything. I don't think I've exercised this week at all, so yeah, it's really a little slump for me. And yeah, that's how I'm doing. There's this one dude that messages me every single day, and he's like, "Hi, Raymond," and then in a separate message, "How are you doing today?" And like, okay, first off, no one asked. Like, I get it, they're trying to be nice, and I think everyone that they know, they text them like that. They text every single person they know and ask if they're doing good. And they don't really do anything else to keep up the conversation. Like, I don't know how I feel about that, because sometimes it really feels like a blessing. Like, I kind of told them I was butthurt, and they're like, "Yo, you want to talk about it?" And I was like, yeah, because I needed an instant outlet for that. I don't really like to vent to people, especially if I don't know them well. But this person, he's not gonna comment on anything, bet. Like, it's not that I know him, it's just that I know he's not gonna judge, because, like, what's he gonna say to me about that, you know? And it's not like I unload my deepest insecurities. Like, I still leave those to people I care about, to people I know care about me. But, okay, I'll admit that sometimes it's nice when someone asks you how you're doing. But I feel when it really matters is that someone close to you asks you how you're doing. Like, if it's someone dear to you and they ask you how you're doing, that's good. You know, it makes me happy. I don't know if it makes you happy, but it makes me happy. Next topic, I don't know. But yeah, that's just how it is. And I think it's kind of getting worse with, like, my sleepy state, but I need to record the podcast. Like, sure, I've recorded episodes of myself playing Undertale because my good friend Toto, she gifted me the game on Steam, and it was kind of a graduation gift, so thank you, Toto. And yeah, we recorded gameplay of Undertale. I was the one playing, and Toto was just there to guide me most of the time. Actually, no, she was there the whole time. She's a real one, even afterwards and a little bit before. So yeah, and I spent time editing those videos. I spent time making the thumbnails. Like, the thing that really gets me is the thumbnails. I could stay up all night. Okay, not all night. I haven't pulled an all-nighter this whole stay-at-home period, this whole quarantine. I have not pulled a single all-nighter. I mean, I guess you could say I did. One time I went to sleep at 6, but I don't count that as an all-nighter. If I didn't see the sun come up, if I don't just go about my day, if I don't encounter anyone from the next day, because the one time I went to sleep at 6, it was a real close call because my mom usually gets up at around that time because she likes to go to work early because her workplace lets her do that, and usually it would coincide with my sister and I waking up for school, but since that's not a thing anymore, she still likes to wake up early, so I was dead scared that she would catch me awake, and I feel like I'm speaking very, I don't know, my voice is very, not muffled, but like nosy, okay? It's kind of like I have a stuffed nose, but not really. And I don't want to stop the recording because I like to record this all in like one sitting. I only really get myself to stop recording if I screw up massively, like if I say something entirely wrong or just something I don't want to say, because I have the right to regulate whatever I put out and say, and you have the right to actual good content, not just whatever I make, because my content is self-hatred. Laugh at my pain. Yes, that's how I am, not that anyone really cared. Undertale, okay. I was talking about Undertale. I really enjoy Undertale. Like, I had a blast filming, I had a blast editing, I've already mentioned that. And the first Undertale video is up. The next one is coming out on Sunday, I'm very sure. Or if we're basing it off of Eastern Standard Time, then yeah, that's Saturday evening, I'm very sure. Yeah, like 10:30 p.m. I think I scheduled it. So, yes. Oh, Lord. Like, I hope you don't think I'm too brain dead to be doing this. I hope you're still listening because I'm still talking. Do be kind enough to me. Anyway, Undertale. So I'm not that far along, I don't think. I've probably played... The original recording that I broke into 2 episodes was 2 hours long. And yeah, I went through the tutorial and I met Sans and Papyrus. Sans is my husband. He is amazing. And let me tell you, I have been a fangirl for Sans for a while. I have loved the very soul of that skeleton. Like, I've just simped for Sans so hard. I have stanned him. I have adored him. Any other word you could find? Fangirling. What else? Obsessing? Yeah. I really like Sans. And at this point, it's kind of like my obsession with snails. I just really like snails, and I really like Sans. Just let me. And I think they all started out as jokes. I know for sure my snail obsession started out as a joke. Because someone told me they were going to give me a snail for my birthday. And then they said that they were actually kidding, and I wasn't going to get a snail for my birthday. And I pretended to be sad, but then I actually got sad. So now I'm here with an infinite, undying, unrequited love for snails and Sans. But for Sans, it's a bit different. So yes, now that I've actually met Sans in game and I can say I've played at least a little bit of Undertale, I feel like a huge part of my life has just snapped into place. Like the stars have aligned. All my existence prior to this moment has been for this moment, for this day, for me to play Undertale. And that's cool and epic. So I hope you enjoyed that series. If you don't care enough to watch it, sure, fine. But I would really appreciate if you did, because I put a lot of effort into editing it. And I'm really proud of that video. I like it myself. But, you know, if you're just here for the podcast, bless you if you listen to all the episodes. I really do appreciate that. What else? I could talk about how my graduation went, I guess. But I don't think it's really much to talk about. Okay, it wasn't with the face shields. I didn't have to wear a face screen. But I did have to wear a mask for the majority of it. They let me put my mask down, take off my mask for the picture, which I still haven't gotten. I'm not sure when we're supposed to get the pictures, but I hope we do. And yeah, that was kind of it. I came, I took a picture, I got my diploma and stuff, and I left. And did I tell you about my worries that my name was going to get butchered, that they were going to spell Raymond as Raemonedd? They did. That same teacher, because she was kind of to give every single one of her students a gift, like a personal gift. And I got a book. It's Animal Farm. I haven't read it yet, but at this point, the last thing on my mind is reading. Like, I'm sitting down here to record a podcast. I might actually stay up a little more after this, not just to edit and upload it and stuff, but, you know, to draw a little bit. I might sketch some stuff. I like sketching, and sketching is actually when I get most of my YouTube watching done. Like, my feed, it's not like gaming videos, but some of them are. Even then, I really use them all as background noise. So, yeah, a lot of the videos are just like discussion videos or talking, just commentary. I do take the time to watch videos by like Danny Gonzalez, Rugen, Curtis Connor, Kuriko, all those good people. I can't believe I said that so wrong. But all those people, I really like their content. I really, I glue my eyes off of the paper and I watch it because their editing, chef's kiss. The content they review, also chef's kiss. Oh, my cat is meowing. I might have to stop the recording again and save her because my sister smuggles one of the cats every time she goes to bed. She takes one single cat, one of the two cats we have. She takes one cat and she takes it to her room and she locks the door. Okay, not locks the door, she closes the door. Cats can't open doors by themselves. And I don't know why she doesn't keep the door a little bit open. She begs me to keep my door open. So I'm talking and the door is open. And I do not know why this upsets me so much, but it's just so unfair that she thinks that she's so entitled to keeping her door closed, but she does not allow me to close mine because of the cats. Like, girl, you're the one stealing the cats. If they come to my room, they come here on their free will, and they're also free to go. You steal a cat, and you have, and like if you're lucky, you fall asleep, and the cat falls asleep with you. But usually, it's just she either passes out or doesn't care, and the cat is out there begging to be released. She just meows, and I don't think she scratches the door. I don't think my cats are like that. They don't scratch doors or any like furniture. They're good. They're good girls. But yeah, I'm just getting heated over nothing. This sucks, man. I was talking about my graduation. Okay. So they misspelled my name on, yeah, it's just one teacher that misspelled my name. I think my homeroom teacher, she didn't like misspell my name, she just kind of mispronounced it, and okay, that's fine, I don't care. Everywhere it matters, it's written correctly. RAYMOND SNAILING. Raymond Snailing. There we go. Beautiful. So yeah, on my report card, on my diploma, it's all nice and dandy, so I don't have to worry. But it's kind of weird to have a book that has a card in it with like a quote from The Merchant of Venice, the one speech that's like, the quality of mercy is not straight, it falls from heavens or something. She spent way too much time on The Merchant of Venice. I have only been talking to her about The Merchant of Venice like literally this entire quarantine. We were picking apart the play line by line, and I am so tired of it. Like, I get it, we already read the whole thing, and yeah, that's just the point. Is I have a book that's addressed to a different Raymond, but it's also addressed to me because it has something that resembles Snailing as my last name. So good for me, I guess. I can say I have an alias, but it's so much worse than my actual one. Damn. So how are you? I hope you're doing much better than I am. I hope you don't ever have to just sit down and rant about a teacher or people misspelling your name or your sisters stealing cats and leaving their doors closed. I don't know how this relates, but I remembered a dream I had. It was literally tonight, or, the previous night. However you talk about nights. Like, it's so weird. You can't just say the night of the 25th. I don't know which month, but, the night of the 25th. The 25th night? Okay, doesn't matter. The night of the 25th. Like, I don't understand. Is it the night that falls on the 25th? Like, it's the 25th. You get through the whole day, and once the sun sets, that's the night of the 25th. But there's also a part of the day in the night before you wake up. So the time that you sleep and you wake up, and then it's the 25th. So that could also be the night of the 25th. I just don't like it when people talk about specific nights. That's one thing. That's a whole problematic thing in itself. But if you have to refer to a night, let's say it's a historical event, but you tell it to me as the night of the 25th, on the 25th rather, like, I'm not gonna get it. Please just specify the night between the 25th and the 26th, or the 24th and the 25th. Like, just do that. Why is it so difficult? And also, I guess when people share their birthdays, just tell me the month and the day. Why do you have to phrase it in a numbers way? Like, I'm not sure if you're taking like the American way to write a date or the European way to write a date. That's what bothers me a lot, especially because if one of the numbers is more than 12, then you can infer which is the month and which is the day, because as we all know, there are no months after the 12th. But if it's something like 0203, you need to have me guessing. Is it the 3rd of February or is it the 2nd of March? We may never know. I mean, I do always make sure to ask, but sometimes people just write down the dates, and I'd be like, dude, just write either March 2nd or February 3rd. Like, it's not that hard. And if you're too lazy to write the entire month, let's say you were born on February 3rd, I was, just Yeah, you could just shorten it to Feb. I do that a while. I do that a while. I mean, I meant to say that I do that every once in a while. Usually I just write the full month and day. Like, I'm not gonna bother you with numbers unless there's a specific form. Like, if you specify which is the day and which is the month, which I think would be much more confusing than if you just wrote down the month and the day in, like, words plus a number. That's, kind of wacko, man. Ain't that wacky, Jimbo? You see, Jimbo, when I was a young girl, I met plenty of people that couldn't tell me their birthdays correctly. I'm joking. I don't think there's many people I know that really cause confusion in their birth dates. Because luckily, not a lot of people tell me their birthday. No, but yeah, one of the numbers is greater than 12, so I let myself figure it out. So the rules to telling me when your birthday is just if you think I'm smart enough to infer and deduct which one is the month and which one is the day. Let's say one of the numbers is greater than 12, or if they're identical, like if both of the numbers are the same, I don't mind. If it's 0404, then okay, 4th of April, coolio. Or what's even more cool, I think. Actually, no, all such birthdays are cool except 0202. I'm sorry. I just have way too many people confuse my birthday was 0202 instead of 0203. So, yes, we do not like that. Everyone is cool except the February 2nd. I'm sorry. I wanted to say I don't make the rules, but I literally just made up that rule. Actually, no, you're fine. It's just, yeah, don't wish me a happy birthday if it's your birthday, Unless we have the same birthday, then that's epic. But, oh, you want another hot take? Like, some people's last names are their first names. There's plenty of people like that. You have like James Charles, you have Logan Paul, you have Jake Paul, anyone from the Paul family. Like, they're all Pauls. You have Ben Paul from, like, The Walking Dead, the Telltale game series. I loved the first season. The second one was okay. Third one, kind of trash, man. I liked Javier, but the whole overall story, kind of trash, man. The final season, I haven't even watched the Let's Play of that. I usually watch Let's Plays like The Last of Us. I can talk a fair bit of The Last of Us, but I could never play the game myself because I do not own a PS4. I am no PS4 gang. PS4, more like PS4, am I right? Haha. Is that what PSP stands for? Instead of PlayStation Portable, it's PlayStation Poor. I put the poor in portable. Whoa! And I guess the portable version is for the poorer people. I don't know. I don't have any of that. I was gonna say I don't have any console, but I have an Xbox 360, but I don't play anything on it anymore. Like, occasionally, once in a blue moon, or once in a green moon, because green is Xbox color. But, yeah, I remember a time when the Xbox 360 was such a cool thing to have. But the thing is, my mom doesn't really let me be much of a gamer. Like, it's Steam on PC, they have a game sale going on, and I want to get a few games, I've mentioned it in the previous episode. I wanted to get five or six so games. One of them was Undertale, but obviously I don't have to get Undertale anymore. But, yeah. So, I have a whole small list of games I want to buy, and I have to ask my mom for that, because I do not have a card in my possession. So I'm just going to have to ask my mom and beg for it. And I don't understand why she's so cool with me, like, going out with friends. Like, let's say I tell her, okay, Mom, I'm going out with friends, bye. She's like, take this amount of money. Take, like, I'm not sure how much that would be in dollars. It might actually be, like, $50. She really gave me $50 equivalent one time, and I was like, dude, I don't need that much. Like, sure, we're gonna eat or, like, snack or something, but I don't need $50. Just give me 10 or something. 5. I'll be okay with that. I can get myself like a burger or a milkshake or something. Whatever we get with the homies. But, dude, or if I'm just out and about with her, she's totally fine with getting me an article of clothing that's worth, okay, like, not $50. I'm not crazy to want clothing worth $50. Like, dude, that's hell expensive. But, you know, like I said, again, like, $10, okay? Or 15 USD worth. Because I don't use US dollars in everyday life. So, yeah, she's okay with getting me an article of clothing for that price, which is, yeah, it's kind of high. I don't think I spend that much in a week, usually, if I don't stay at home. Like, pre-quarantine times, I wouldn't spend that much in a week. I could probably last on $5, maybe less, if I don't go out anywhere. It's not like I have an allowance even. It's just, yeah, she gives me money for the cause, but for some reason she's so stingy when it comes to video games or any online purchase. Maybe I just feel like that, but whenever I ask her to get me something from the interwebs, it's actually, like, very thought out. Like, yo, I need this / I really want this. Like, yo, can you get me that? And she's like, I don't know, man. Dude, I have spent more than 5 seconds thinking about this. I've spent more than 5 minutes, let me tell you. I might have spent more than 5 days by that point thinking about whether or not I want this specific thing, or whether or not I need it, and whether or not it's a reasonable price. I think about all of that. And when I need her to actually, you know, not pull the trigger on it, but, you know, get things rolling, get the ball rolling, get the thing to me, she's so stingy on that. She's like, no, I don't know. Dude, it costs less than an article of clothing that you would be willing to buy for me on a whim. If I actually set aside the time to ask you for something I really want for a price that's less. Because those games, like I said, she's cool with getting me an article of clothing worth, like, yeah, 15 to $20, but she's somehow very stingy and questionable when it comes to getting me like 5 or 6 games for the price of, let me divide that, less than $10? Dude, I'm getting 5 games, and it's something that I'm gonna enjoy. It's not something I can ruin for myself if it's like clothes, because, you know, sometimes stuff happens. And I do take care of my stuff. It's just that I don't understand why it's such a problem for me to get other kinds of stuff from her when it shouldn't really be, you know? Like, isn't it more responsible to think about something you do actually want and then come up to someone and ask for it? Just directly what you want, nothing else, nothing less, nothing more. But I don't know, she doesn't get that, I guess. Dude. So yeah. Oh, I was gonna talk about how some people's last names are their first names. Yeah. We literally have a John Kennedy. I mean, used to have. Oops. But yeah. That's just how things are. Theresa May? Okay. But if you have a last name as your first name, Elton John, There's definitely people named Jackson. Like, that's a thing. I don't know, man. English names are kind of weird. And if you think about it, like, some names, they just look so generic. Like, don't at me if you do have a name like that. It's just, I don't know, man. James Charles. If your name is James Charles, hit me up. I'm joking. I don't need James Charles to text me. I really don't want James Charles to text me. Even if you're not the James Charles, as in, like, the sisters, the hi sisters, hey sisters, whatever he says, James Charles, I do not want you to message me. If anything, if you want to interact me, leave a comment in the YouTube. Leave a comment in the YouTube, yes. I am very proficient in English. In English. Oh, Lord. Yeah, it's not a hot take. It's not as entertaining a take. I think the most cool thing I can say is thick toast. Thick toast is a thing, as I've discovered. So I went out at the start of this week, and there's this cool place that served thick toast. Dorime thick toast. I mean, I know it actually said dream, but, you know, dorime. It kind of sounded like dorime, or was kind of spelled like dorime, which I think is cool. And it had thick toast in the brand name, so thick toast, let's get this bread. Usually you would be vying for cake, but this is bread. And we kind of expected it to be French toast, because you could argue that French toast is thick toast. But no, it wasn't like fried like French toast. It was literally just thick toast. I have no doubt that something was done to it, but it was just a thick slice of toast, of bread. Kind of toasted, and it had stuff on top of it. It was good, and the place was really aesthetically pleasing, but I'm gonna leave you with a thought of thick toast. I prefer French toast to it, but it was quite the experience, so I do not regret thick toast one bit, because dorime thick toast. Amen, bless. But yeah, also I'm gonna mention something. If you think that I'm any different on the podcast than I am in person talking to people, then you're wrong. Unless I really am different. But I would say I'm not, except that in real life I would be swearing a lot more. I like to keep my podcast clean. I like clean content, and I like not having to censor anything, and I like kind of, you know, putting a regulator on myself, even if I'm kind of sleepy. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I don't know if what I'm talking about makes sense. I don't know if it sounds good even. I've caught myself mispronouncing stuff, missaying stuff, if that's even a word. See, I'm not even sure. But yeah, I'm gonna keep it that way. I like to keep myself at least somehow in place. But yeah, usually you could take the girl out of Snaipple podcast, but you can't take the Snaipple podcast out of the girl, because that's just how I talk. I talk a lot. Occasionally other people speak. I don't tend to go on tangents for 43 minutes on my own. Usually it's just in my bedroom, losing my mind. Yes. But with people, I tend to let them talk, because I am decent. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I don't really think I have anything else exciting to talk about. Like I said, I'm gonna pass out probably. I might actually pass out. I might not even draw anything afterwards, but I probably will, because like I said, you feel tired, but then when you think you're tired and you try to sleep, you're not tired at all. This was my hot take. Welcome. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, to my Ray Talk, my Raymond Snailing Talk. Yeah, my Ray Talk. It's gonna stand for rubbish, arson, yeet, rubbish, arson, yeet, entertainment. Yeah. And Ray doesn't actually have an E in it. nor does Snailing, but I guess I'll keep entertainment in it, okay? That sounds cool. Sounds cool with me. Anyway, thank you for coming to my Raid Talk. Thank you for listening to Snaipple Podcast. Be sure to stream it on Spotify, Google Podcasts, whatever you're listening to. Follow that so you don't miss any of the new episodes, because I post an episode every single week, Saturday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope to see you next week. I hope Snaipple becomes a staple in your routine. And have a nice day. Bye!